Hey everybody, welcome back to BobkeTV. It's time once again for the Broom Wagon. It might be a while before I get a chance to do another one. I will be at the Tour de France for the foreseeable future. Hopefully I'll get to do as many videos as possible. But for the time being, I hope you enjoy this edition of the Broom Wagon. Lots to get to. Fighting with drunks seems to be happening quite often in the professional Peloton this year. National championships from across the cycling world, and even a story involving cannabis, if you can believe that. Anyway, all that's up next on the Broom Wagon. Alright everybody, let's get into the Broom Wagon, the good and the bad and the ugly from the wild world of cycling. The good, Edix rider and great German time trialist, 6 times now, 6 times national time trial champion, Tony Martin of the Edix squad. It's no denying Tony Martin when he is riding at his best in the time trial, and these German time trial championships, no exception to that. Tony Martin should be in good form, starting the Tour de France on Saturday as a part of the Edix squad. Edix, a lot of weapons in the Tour de France. In the time trials, of course, Tony Martin. In the sprints, Marcel Kittel. And some of the maybe not traditional sprint stages that might go to a rider with a little bit better climbing legs, Julian Alaphilippe. And it wouldn't surprise me if Alaphilippe also could do a high overall placing in the general classification. Top 20 well within his grasp, and maybe a top 10 within his talent. So Tony Martin, congratulations on another time trial national championships. Also the good, Philippe Gilbert in Belgium. 2-up sprint with Tim Wellens. Greg van Avermaet, his teammate, getting 3rd. So a great day for BMC. And Philippe Gilbert, his 2nd national title amongst the pros, the first one 5 years ago, I believe. And so congratulations to Philippe Gilbert and Tim Wellens. A dominating performance by those two, left the whole field behind. And they had kind of a slow motion match sprint that you see on the velodrome finish to the line, and Philippe Gilbert just a little bit quicker than Tim Wellens. Tim Wellens capable of winning a number of national titles when things go in a breakaway in his career. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Tim Wellens win a few national titles also. From Germany, a very emotional win by Andre Greipel, dedicating his win to Stig Brooks. If we cast our minds back to this spring, one of the first videos I did about moto collisions with cyclists involved Stig Brooks. Another one that I did involving him again, and that was from Tour of Belgium, a small stage race in Belgium that he was crashed into again by motos flying into the field. Very sadly, Stig Brooks has not been able to come out of the coma that he's been since then, a number of weeks. And so a very emotional win for Andre Greipel, dedicating to Stig Brooks. And at this point, the doctors have said that he's non-responsive and in a vegetative state, and probably require a miracle for Stig Brooks to come out of the coma that he's in. But at the same time, miracles happen every day. So best of luck to Stig Brooks, and best wishes to his family and teammates. And Andre Greipel will be bringing the national road racing title for the Lotto Soudal team and Germany into the Tour de France starting on Saturday. In Italy, Giacomo Nizzolo. Another 2-up sprint win, this time against Gianluca Brambilla, also the Edix squad that Tony Martin is, but the national title in Italy going the way of Giacomo Nizzolo of the Trek Segafredo squad. I believe he was robbed at the end of the Giro d'Italia for a stage win by the officials. That was a little controversial, but be that as it may, Giacomo Nizzolo will be the national road race champion and carry the very distinctive red, white, and green jersey for the next year. And so congratulations to Giacomo Nizzolo, and I think that stage wins in the Giro are in your near future as well. In Spain, JJ Rojas wins his second national title for the Movistar squad. That's the 7th straight road race title for Movistar. Movistar, the only World Tour Spanish team, and it's a great, they take great pride in racing for their national title. Alejandro Valverde had the jersey last year, so it'll stay in the squad. It might be another 7 years before anybody from another team can dislodge a Movistar member in the National Road Racing Championships. In the Netherlands, another rider to look for in the Tour de France sprints, Dylan Groenewegen. Very fast. His team, Lotto Jumbo, controlling the tempo. It's been a while since they had the national road race title in their team, and Dylan Groenewegen is going to be competing in the Tour de France. And besides Mark Cavendish, Andre Greipel, and Marcel Kittel, maybe the most likely of all the other sprinters to win a stage at this year's Tour de France. So look for the red, white, and blue stripes of the Netherlands national title wearer and jersey holder in this year's Tour de France. Good and bad coming to us from England. The good Adam Blythe from the Tinkoff squad gets a much-deserved national title, and perhaps a little bad, Mark Cavendish was second. And a group of 14 riders came to the line together, and Mark Cavendish, I don't know if you want to say should have won. Maybe he was required to do too much work, being by far the fastest man in a group of 14, generally speaking, and was a little bit tired to contest the sprint, and Adam Blythe got around him. But it's got to be a little worrying if you're Mark Cavendish's handlers or teammates, or Mark Cavendish himself, that in a group of 14 you can't finish off the sprint just a week before the Tour de France is set to start. We'll see Mark Cavendish how he can do in the Tour de France. I'll be very curious. He's had a strong focus on the track throughout the track at Rio, and he's been named to the British squad, the British Olympic track team. So he can tick that box and get serious about the Tour de France sprints. And the one thing about Cavendish over the years is every time you count him out, he punishes you. So I'm not counting Cavendish out just yet. And also congratulations to Adam Blythe. All right, that's a lot of national championships. A number of other national champions. Edvald Boasson up in Norway. Bob Jungels in Luxembourg. Rafał Majka comes up with the win in Poland. He'll probably be in the Tour de France for the Tinkoff squad. That's going to be named on Tuesday by the man himself. Oleg Tinkoff is going to do the honors. Daniel Tekla out in Eritrea, Ireland. Nicolas Roche. He also won the time trial, so also left off the Tour de France squad for Team Sky, and that might hurt them. Maybe his leadership and his wisdom as a veteran might affect them towards the end of the Tour de France. We shall see. Jonathan Fumo in Switzerland, Czech Republic, Roman Kreuziger, Slovakia, Peter Sagan's brother Uri wins that title. Alexander Kemp in Denmark. In Sweden, Richard Larsen, Russia, Pavel Kochetkov, Ramunas Navardauskas from the Cannondale squad. In Lithuania, Latvia, Gaitis Mikulas, and Portugal, Jose Mendes. Austria, Matthias Brandl, and in Belarus, Konstantin Zivsov. So there are a number of your national time trial champions. The bad, apart from Cavendish, the National Road Racing Championships in the Netherlands, starting at 8:30 a.m., so that the race would be done before a Euro Cup, a Euro Championship soccer match that was going to be on TV. Which the organizers of the National Road Race Championship thought would take viewers away from the road race. Because of that, they started the road race very early in the morning, 8:30 a.m. The guys were done sooner, but it did not please Tom Dumoulin. and he's wondering if every 2 years they're going to have to roll the clocks back and start really early in the morning. Riders are used to starting around 10:30, 11 o'clock generally, so starting a number of hours before that is pretty tough adjustment on the system. And the Netherlands was not even in the tournament, so at least at this point in the proceedings. Anyways, I don't know, soccer and cycling, it's a tough call. You know where I stand, hopefully. I'm all about the bike. The ugly Nazer Bouhanni, night before the National Road Race Championships. Imagine you are Nazer Bouhanni, former champion a couple years ago, chance to win again, another title. Would look great going into the Tour de France as the Cofidis lead rider and sprinter, capable of winning stages of the Tour, in the sprints especially. And you're trying to sleep, and it's 4 a.m. and a bunch of drunken lunatics next door are celebrating so loudly that you are awakened when you ask them to quiet down, to keep it quiet so you can contest the national championships fully rested. No. What 4 of them would rather do was fist fight with Nazer Bouhanni, pops a dude's tooth out, clattering in the noggin, 4 stitches. It's been reported that won't affect his Tour de France start on next Saturday, the 2nd of July, but it did adversely affect his national championships, and dropped out early in the race and was unable to compete for the national title in the road race. Rest, recuperation are just as important as any other component in being a top professional. Training, talent, diet, race schedule, travel, recuperation. If you can't rest and recuperate before big events and during the Grand Tour, you probably don't have a chance to win. So it behooves hotel management across the world where cycling teams are staying that they provide them with a quiet and secure environment so that they can rest and recuperate in between the races. The Cofidis team would theoretically have a hard time ever staying at that hotel again. But Nazer Bouhanni, probably the least likely professional fighter you would want to get in a rumble with, you would want to have fisticuffs with. Philippe Gilbert earlier in the year also rumbling with drunks. So drunks and cyclists need to stay away from each other. I've been there many nights in the hotel rooms myself, and exuberant revelers forget that other people are trying to sleep. I don't know, it's a disaster. It's really unfortunate. You should be able to call the management of the hotel and have unruly guests expelled, or at least required forcibly to quiet down. And you never know what you're going to get in professional cycling. It's not like any other sport. All right. And by the way, good luck to Nazer Bouhanni in the upcoming Tour de France, and I hope all of his hotels are nice and quiet. Musette Musings is next. Okay, everybody, for the Musette Musings, cannabis, as I mentioned at the top, not generally a subject you know, that you come across oftentimes in cycling, but in Colorado now it is legal to recreationally use cannabis. I'm not familiar with all the rules and all the regulations and all of the implications, all of those domino effects, but one of them is that Floyd Landis has decided to open a dispensary and produce cannabis. I guess sell cannabis to the public. If you are around Denver on the 30th of June and would like to try out some of Floyd's cannabis products, there's going to be a product launch at Club Vinyl the 30th of June. So you can try it out, and if you do so, please write to me, tell me what it was like. I will not be there. Even if I wasn't going to the Tour de France this week, I would probably not go to Floyd's grand opening of his cannabis enterprise. But if I understand correctly, it will be in Leadville, Colorado, and have a distribution network of people that want to try it out. So best of luck. I hope it's wildly profitable and Floyd can pay back some of the people that donated to his Believe Floyd fund, if you remember that one. I don't know why it doesn't surprise me that Floyd is going into the cannabis business. Oh man, you just with Floyd Landis, you can't make it up. You just can't. The reality is plenty. All right, enough musics. Next up, tweet of the week. Okay, enough monkey business with with my musings. Tweet of the week. This comes to us from Rohan Dennis of the BMC squad. Been named to the BMC team at the Tour de France. And his tweet: cycling has to be the only job where strangers on a daily basis can follow you while you do your work, while you are on the job, while you are at work, without asking you. And that's an interesting point. When you're out on a training ride, no matter how tired you are, no matter how jet lagged or fatigued or what your training protocol is for that day, it might be super easy, dead flat road. And super easy, dead flat road for Rohan Dennis is Mach 7 for most people. So I would be surprised if he had a lot of instances when people were sitting on his wheel without asking permission and just coming along for a free ride. I have answered questions in the past what to do about that on the BobkeTV, and my solution is to slow way down until the person is obliged to pass you. And it works if you're not one of the top professionals in the world. If you are, the person might want to engage you in conversation, which might not be a part of your training protocol. It's something that each rider has to deal with on a regular basis and adjudicate in the way they feel most comfortable with. And it might not be as comfortable for people that want to sit on the wheel of a training professional, but I recommend against it. If pros are out on the open roads and you see them, I recommend not getting on their wheel, not trying to sprint them for city limit signs without their permission. If you ask permission and they say yes, then fine, that's fine. But without permission, just let them do their job, go about their day-to-day work as you would anybody else. As professional hazards go, it's not one of the highest priority ones, but it still can be a little bit dangerous if people are mixing it in with, especially with a team out on a training ride. So let's have a little bit of professional courtesy to the pros out there. And if somebody passes you, don't change your tempo. Don't race them. Don't try to get on their wheel. Keep going at your own tempo. Man, let me know what you think about that. I would be very curious to know. Do you think that Rohan Dennis is out of line by making this request of people? and or is, you know, you're on the open road. It's all fair game. Let me know what you think. Thanks for the comments, suggestions, subscriptions, thumbs ups. Getting lots of those, and I appreciate all of them. And follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I will see you at the Tour de France. Also, I've started a merchandise line. There's no cannabis. There will never be any cannabis, but there will be t-shirts to start with, and hopefully more and more products to come in the future. So take a look at that and buy whatever you feel like buying and wearing. All right, everybody, thanks a lot. The GC battle is going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be crazy. The big three, probably Chris Froome, Nairo Quintana, and Alberto Contador, the big three, and a ton of great riders queued up to take a podium spot should any of those three falter. I'm going to give the podium when I'm done introducing the characters, so hold your horses a little bit.